How's it going, my people of pop culture? Thank you for joining me today on The Collective. Today we got a really special review for you. This is my most anticipated film, probably of the past 9 years, and I'm just so excited we have it. Today I'm going to be reviewing George Miller's new entry in the Mad Max Saga, Furiosa.
My childhood, my mother, I want them back. I want them back!
Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, is directed by George Miller. This is his fifth film in the franchise, dating all the way back to 1979 with the first Mad Max film. He comes back and you can just feel his presence all throughout this film. Everything down to the atmosphere, the setting, the action. He really just knocks it out of the park again. And I can't say enough good things about George Miller. He shaped a lot of how I view action films now, especially with these practical effects. It gives me a very newfound appreciation for him, especially growing up with, I grew up in an age where CGI was the new thing, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's always nice to see practical effects being done. And George Miller does them flawlessly. Anya Taylor-Joy is the title character in this film, playing Imperator Furiosa, and she is rivaled up against a warlord by the name of Dementis, played by Chris Hemsworth. Both of them give amazing performances, but I will say that Chris Hemsworth gets a big chunk of this film, given to him. He has to put it on his back a lot of the time. He is a very big presence in this film, and it's totally a compliment to his acting ability. He is a menacing antagonist in this film, and I really hope that we recognize that come award season.
It's time to take what's rightfully ours! Ready? Steady! Go!
Anya Taylor-Joy, she also gives a brilliant performance as Furiosa. She's not in the film as much as you'd think. She gets there about halfway through. This film, like I said, follows Furiosa. She is... as a child, she is kidnapped and brought to Dementis's kind of camp. He is the warlord of these kind of group of savages, and they stumble upon the Green Place, which is mentioned in Mad Max Fury Road, where Furiosa grew up. And basically, it's the only place in the wasteland where trees are growing. You see grass on the floor. There's a ton of green. There's fruit. There's natural resources that, are unobtainable from other people because it's unfindable. You can't find this place. And Furiosa's Code of Silence really starts her on her path to the wasteland because she is not able to give up or go back or be followed to this green place. It's kind of a code that the entire kind of tribe has, or her clan. And it was a very cool way to start off her story because she couldn't trace anybody back. She stayed in the wasteland. She traveled through different environments and different gangs, and we see a lot of different characters, which kind of leads me into my pros and cons here. But for that first half of the movie, we are really trying to focus on Dementis and Furiosa's relationship because the vengeance aspect comes into play a lot into the second half of the film, where we do see all these characters from Fury Road. It all feels so connected. If you watch these films back to back, you can watch them seamlessly because even everything down to the look of each character is the exact same from Fury Road. George Miller, really, the seamless transition from film to film is going to be phenomenal. If anybody watches Fury Road right after Furiosa, you'll understand why. This film takes place right when Furiosa is a child, all the way up to the events right before Mad Max Fury Road. So there is a lot to cover there, and the pacing is great. I wish there was more. I wish there was honestly more time to give, but I do understand kind of, there was a lot to get through in her life, and where she got up to that point where she became Imperator Furiosa is such there's a moment in the film that kind of signifies, okay, this is the Furiosa that we know. And Anya Taylor-Joy, going back to her, really just compliments Charlize Theron's performance as Furiosa, pays homage to it. It's just such a great performance by her, and though she didn't have many lines, it's her facial expressions, it's everything about what made Furiosa great in Fury Road. It's all there with Anya Taylor-Joy, and I really do hope that we get another film with her as Furiosa. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but she was really great in it. So going on to the cons, guys, I don't have many, but if there was one I had to kind of nitpick, it would definitely be the fact that Furiosa did not have many lines in this film, and that's not to say that Anya Taylor-Joy's facial expressions and the lines that she did deliver weren't great. They were phenomenal, but it kind of had that problem with Max in the Fury Road film where, he's just a quiet character. Furiosa's the same. She didn't have many words to say, but there were definitely more characters in Furiosa that I would have loved to see her have conversations with, build better relationships with, possibly see them later down the line. Doesn't look like that's going to happen because just honestly, just from that lack of kind of, attachment that Furiosa gives, which did kind of throw me off because in Fury Road, she clearly does have an attachment to the breeders that she's trying to save in the film. But other than that, it's just a little minor inconsistency. Not a bad thing at all. I completely understand. George Miller kind of even explained it. He said the only reason why is because he had so much action to give in the film. He doesn't know where to find time for more dialogue. But the dialogue that she was given, it was definitely necessary to the film. It definitely moved the film along a big way. I just, I wish there was more of it. So all in all, guys, getting down to the rating here, this film just did a wonderful job with callbacks to Fury Road. You definitely can watch this film without having watched Fury Road if you do go that route. But if you have seen Fury Road, you'll definitely understand a lot of the references and callbacks. We do see characters like a Morton Joe come back. We do get a lot of the War Boys, which was great to see, and it was just amazing to be back in this world again. I really wish I didn't have to wait 10 years for it, but it was definitely worth it in the long run. I'm really glad I was able to live in this world again. Out of 5 stars, guys, I'm gonna give Furiosa a Mad Max Saga 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is one of the best films of the year. It probably is my favorite film of the year right now. In terms of rewatchability, I'm gonna go be seeing this thing like 4 or 5 times this weekend, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm so glad I witnessed it, and I can't wait to go witness it again in theaters. It'll blow your mind. The action is phenomenal. Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Joy are really just amazing to see on screen, and we really got to take advantage of what George Miller can give us in this time because we really are blessed with it, and I'm just so happy that we are back in this world. Go see Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga in theaters now.